Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining us. If you are using chatbots or looking to use chatbots, ManyChat, chat marketing in your Amazon business, you're going to want to stick around. In this video, we've got a really cool strategy that my friend Dano is going to be sharing with us. And it's a really unique way for launching products on Amazon using mystery shoppers. So Dano, thanks so much for joining me. I'm excited for you to share your strategy with us.
Hey Troy, thanks for having me. Looking forward to our little presentation here, and I'm quite sure it's going to be helpful for many people.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love your take on this. I think it's a really great way of thinking about unique approaches to understanding what Amazon, again, rewards, how it positively impacts your rank, things like reviews. So excited to share this with everyone. And I think with that, Dano, feel free to take it away and let's dive into what we've got prepared.
Okay, let me click this sharing button here. Is it working?
There we go. Looks great.
Okay, cool. So yeah, the topic we are covering today is our Amazon product launch system. I'm sorry, I'm German. So we get ranked, we get reviews, make profitable organic sales. I built this system for my own Amazon business, and after tweaking and optimizing it over several months, I was getting very good results, and it became my main tool to rank and now for new and existing products. So just a quick introduction. I'm a German graphic designer, web designer, online marketer, and entrepreneur who made Malaysia his second home. I started doing online stuff back in the 90s and built several online businesses and agencies in the past 20 over years. Since 2014, I've been focusing on my Amazon private label business, which I sold in September 2019. Since then, I'm helping Amazon sellers and other businesses with what I've learned and keep on learning. This is my little elevator pitch here. So how do we get ranked? Amazon wants to make money and they want happy customers so they can help, so they can keep on making money. Hence, the algorithm favors listings which sell well and make customers happy. In order for your ranking to stick, you need a product that makes customers happy. But to get on page one for a specific search term in the first place, you need to match the full price sales numbers of your competitors. And this is where my launch system comes in. So this is kind of the backstory of this whole system that I built. I'm mentioning the ranking to stick the ranking. And this is something many people underestimate. And it's important to really spend some time on this fact because surprisingly, ranking is sometimes easier than sticking the rank. And this whole effort of ranking can become a waste of time and money if the product is not suitable to rank for this specific search terms. And that's why I just wanted to make it very clear that before we do any ranking campaign, we need to really look into what would happen if my product was on page one, position one for this search term. Would it be a good match, for the other products here? Would my pricing be within a zone of acceptancy and do I have the right amount of reviews to stick the ranking? So all this needs to be considered carefully before we start our ranking campaign.
Yeah, Dan, I would just jump in there real quick too. I think one of the important points you're alluding to is things like keyword research, making sure you're relevant for the keyword that you're going after for your ranking efforts. So that way, when you're all of a sudden visible, you are a relevant result that's conversion ready for your customers and that you can drive organic sales on the other side of your launch efforts, right?
Exactly. So your ranking sticks and just based on organic sales, so without having to give away further products. Yeah, exactly. So discount coupons used to be the way to do this back in the days when I was running my business. It was, giving away discount coupons was the main way to rank. But this has been devaluated by Amazon, and the ranking effect is not as good anymore as it used to be. So we are left with full price buys. So this is what Amazon recognizes as the most effective signal to rank a product for a search term. And the way I came up with, obviously inspired by other people, but something I put into place was this concept of a mystery shoppers club. So subscribers buy a specific product and get a full refund in exchange for their feedback and not a review. And this page, just to be very clear, this is not our brand page. This is not like my brand's Facebook page where I'm promoting my brand, my products. This is a separate page which I'm treating like a side business, which is not really connected to me. And the concept behind is important. The mystery shoppers concept is essential to me because it kind of gives a reason why would we give away free products. Because if I just give you a product and I tell you, hey, buy this product and I'll refund your purchase, the question kind of screams at me like, why would you do this? I mean, there must be some kind of agenda. And the Mystery Shoppers Club kind of takes this away because we're asking people to do a job, to check the product and to send us feedback. So it becomes like a little business, and most people are familiar with the concept of a Mystery Shoppers Club. And how it works technically is we create a system that generates full price buys by running Facebook ads to this Facebook page. And the Facebook ads will simply say something like, do you like to test X category of products? Do you like, in this case, it would be toys. Or do you like to test health products? So we are not specific to a product. We are more specific to a niche because we're targeting in our Facebook ads. We are very specific with who we target. Obviously, if we want to promote, I don't know, a dog leash, then we will be targeting dog owners, and we will speak in our ads to them. We will speak to dog owners and we will show like pictures of dogs, but we won't show our specific product. If we want to keep it broad, because a mystery shoppers club will have a variety of products to test, and we're just talking to this niche who would be interested to test something in this niche. So as soon as somebody is interested and clicks on the ad, they will be directed into our messenger bot, obviously. ManyChat is the platform, and the bot, which I have created in ManyChat, will do all the talking. It will introduce the product. It will link to the listing using a super URL or search find buy, depending where you stand with their rankings. It will collect the order ID and the PayPal email from subscribers and upload the data to a Google spreadsheet and notify admins when a refund is due. The ManyChat kind of puts all this on autopilot. So with this bot, we can do everything we need to do between onboarding someone, asking this person whether they're a good fit, whether they even have like a PayPal account, an Amazon account in the US, whether they even have a dog if you want to sell a dog leash. And we can ask all these qualifying questions, and then we can present the product. And then we can send them to Amazon. And then when they're done, when they have bought the product, they will come back, and then they will leave the feedback also in the chat, in ManyChat, in the flow, which I call the feedback flow. And this feedback will be uploaded to the Google spreadsheet. And this is when this part of human interaction is necessary to refund this buyer using PayPal. So this is how we set it up. So we send a PayPal refund to this customer.
Yeah, Dano, and I would just add here, and just especially the concept that you've come up with for the mystery shoppers, I think it's great because obviously Facebook is really emphasizing groups. And so you're kind of playing into what Facebook is really looking to cultivate moving forward. But then also the sensitivity of ads. I know that a lot of sellers sometimes feel like, oh, you know, my ads are being, whether it's deprioritized or I'm just running into issues where it's a far less and seamless process to drive folks to a group where they have no commitment, where they can check it out if they're interested, obviously, in the category and what's being referenced in the ad. you've got a really great community that you can tap into for these types of offers. And then, of course, as we're talking about PayPal, Dano, of course, we have gift cards that you can offer as well for rebates. So you have a number of options based on your product, your offer, your category, however you'd like to rebate your customers as an option. And not to say PayPal will not be available by the time this video goes live for an automated solution. But really, this is where for us on the Seller.Tools side, we make sure we try to automate as many things as possible to where it's as hands-off as you'd like, understanding the strategy, what we're aiming to achieve, and what Dano's really developed here with his approach to rebates and ranking.
Yeah, exactly. And this is why our combined presentation makes so much sense here, because I think Seller.Tools can provide so much value and add so much value to this tool or to the system that I developed. I mean, obviously, I did not have an API available, and nor did I have the resources to develop one, but you did. So connecting these flows and this system with the Seller.Tool API opens up another level of automation. So it opens the level of automating the whole rebate system, which is manual in my system. And it also opens the other possibilities of checking order IDs, of checking blacklisted people and all these things. So I would say it's like Seller.Tools puts the Mystery Shoppers Club on steroids, so to say, to put it short. So that's why I was so excited about your idea to do this presentation together and show like how our both systems can be put can like 1 + 1 = 3 in this case.
Yep, absolutely.
So just to wrap up the system, how it works. So the first part is Facebook ads going into the bot. So the Facebook ad directly links into the qualify flow where we're asking these qualifying questions. Then after the qualification is positive, we link to a series of products, which it can be one product, it can be several products. We can randomize this distribution. We can say like 10% of our visitors go to product 1, 20 to product 2, and so forth. So all this can be adjusted to a like almost any amount of products we want to test. And then in this product flow, the product is being presented with the best possible images, with the short description. And we also tell the subscriber how to buy the product. So the one option would be to simply click this link, which would be super URL. Or the second one, and the one I always prefer, is the search, find, buy version. So as soon as our product ranks on page at least 3 or better, we can consider to simply tell them, go to Amazon. And nowadays, we don't even provide a link. So I think the next level is to completely disconnect this whole flow from Amazon and not even to use any link, because Amazon understands where traffic comes from. And yes, we can use Bitly and all that, but then we even giving customers the option to use their mobile app, the Amazon app, if they want, or to use a browser or whatever whatever they prefer. So we simply tell them, go to Amazon, do it with the way you like, and then search for this term and then buy the listing that looks like this. And to me, this is the most effective way and the most organic way possible to get people to buy a product for a full price. And then so why do they come back? So many times I get this question. So if they bought the product, why would they come and fill out your feedback? Well, because they want their refund. So we told them, as soon as we get your feedback, then you will receive the refund, and we ask you to receive the product, to test it for a few days, so you can actually give us like real feedback. You can take a picture of the product, how you use it, and you can give us like feedback on how do you like the design, how you like the usability, how you like the packaging. So we can ask whatever we would like to ask, and this is actually real feedback. So it does work as a real mystery shoppers club, because people actually tell us what they think, and they write the reviews and they take the picture. Not all of them, but yes, many actually submit the picture. And besides all the ranking and reviews and stuff, we do actually get real feedback on our products, which we can use also in order to consider improvements. And as soon as this feedback flow is completed, we have collected the order ID, the PayPal address and everything, then it's automatically uploaded to a Google Sheet. And the admins receive a notification. And that puts us into control, because now we can generate full price buys for any product and any search term. And we can control the buys per day with our Facebook ad spend. And we can rank our listings on page 1 and start making profitable organic sales. And thanks to the chatbot, it works on autopilot, and all you have to do is monitor and send out the PayPal refunds. And this task can be done by a VA. Now, this being said, we can again go to the next level with Seller.Tools and automate this part. So whether it be PayPal in the near future or your gift card system, I think this part can now also be completely automated. Is that correct?
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. Really delivering on it being on autopilot effectively. So, and as much and as little as control as you'd like. Obviously, if you're just starting, you may think I'm going to do everything very manual because I want to see every. And I definitely appreciate sellers that really want to understand what's going on. But the idea is at the end of the day, really automating it, because it can even be cheaper oftentimes when you're using tools versus VAs, members of your team, and having them monitor and adding in human errors, human delays, all that good stuff. But yeah, effectively delivering on autopilot through Seller.Tools.
Yeah, it's an option. I mean, I think it's a great option. But I must say it will never be completely hands-free, because we're dealing with humans here. And I mean, to me, if you just have to be aware of the fact that we still need support. We still need a human being monitoring the flows, the chats, the responses. And however much time you spend on like creating frictionless copy and questions and answers, there will always be these 10% of people who don't understand what you're saying, or who just do something else and just behave randomly, and then they will derail, and then they will not complete the flow. And if they bought the product and they're waiting for their refund, then they will get angry. So in order to avoid all this human stuff, which can be fun also, yeah. So we need someone. I mean, we need. I always have a VA which is assigned to one flow or to one product, and they will always check on a daily basis what's going on, and they will look at all the conversations. And most of the time, you don't really have to do much. I mean, 90% of things just go as planned, but then the other 10% they need to be taken care of.
Right. Yep. It's a great point.
Another frequently asked questions is what about reviews? So this system does two things. It generates reviews and it generates ranking. So the review part, why does this happen? Because we're not really asking for a review, and many people really wonder why would anyone leave a review at all if we don't ask for a review, and if we don't make this connection give us a review and you get the money. This is what I see happening quite often, and this is completely against Amazon TOS, and I would not recommend to do that. So why do we still get reviews? Well, as I learned earlier from Troy, this is a concept called reciprocity. I had this wrong all this while. I had some German word inside there. I don't know what it was. But it's about people who are happy with what we do, who feel like we have kept our promise. Because at the beginning there's fear, so people don't know. I mean, am I really getting my refund? Are these people for real? Is this legit, or is this some kind of scam, which unfortunately is out there as well? So they are uncertain. So they still take this leap of faith of running through the system, buying the product, and then when they actually receive their refund, they are happy with it. So that's one. So there's this element of happiness and of willingness to give back because I received something. I mean, I received a free product, and most people appreciate that. That's one. The second one is they already have written their review. So writing a review is not like scratching ahead, like what I'm going to write. No, it's all already pre-written. So in the feedback flow, they already told us everything about the product, what they think about it. They left like a star feedback, even they took a picture. So all the work of writing a review is already done. So if Amazon sends them this email like, hey, would you like to leave a review? It's just copy paste. So it gets very simple and easy for them to leave a review. And that's why we have a review rate of between 20 and 30% on average.
Yeah,
and
which is exceptional.
having said, which I think is quite high, and it's also something that we have to consider when we run this system. And if we don't have any other source of sales, it can become critical because Amazon doesn't like us to have a review rate above 20% because that's not natural. And it will definitely trigger some bots in the Amazon system. So we have to be careful to not run this system exclusively and have no other source of sales. We should always have like the obvious ones like PPC or other social media campaigns which generate sales if we are not ranking at all. So we're kind of diluting our review rate.
Yep, that's a great point.
Yeah, and is it compliant with TOS? That's another frequently asked question. Is it compliant? And I say it is compliant because we are not paying for reviews. We are not even using the word review anywhere in our flows. The only word we use is feedback. And we always make it as clear as possible that we want feedback in the chat, in our questionnaire, and even though we repeat this like 5 times, we still get the question like, hey, but I cannot leave reviews. Can I still get this refund? So people are kind of hardwired to the fact that if a rebate or a free product equals a review on Amazon, and most people, not most, but many subscribers really have difficulties to understand that we are not asking for review. So so we still have to make it very clear that we are not asking for one, but we don't ask for a review. I mean, it's an option. We could, after 2 weeks, we could send a message and say, hey, would you like to share your experience on Amazon? That's optional. I mean, I leave that up to every seller, how he wants to deal with that. But I'd say it's not necessary. You can just, as soon as they receive their feedback, I mean, Amazon will message them anyway. So it is compliant with Amazon TOS. So the next short section is just about how the flows look like, just so to give you like a glance behind the scenes of the system. The qualify flow looks like this. So it has an entry point, and then we have these questions, these explanations, and we just ask. All this is customizable, so we can ask whatever we need to ask. But the essential questions are, for me, is like, do you have an Amazon account in the US? Without that, we cannot really work. And do you have a PayPal account? And we don't even ask for the PayPal email. We just ask, do you have one or not? And that's it. And if that's all we need to know, then we just move on to the product flow. And if we have other questions to qualify them even further, we can implement them here. And then we enter the product flow part. So in the product flow, I would present the product, obviously, with its main image. And then if they say, yes, I would like to test this product, then I would explain how it works. So these are like the 1, 2, 3 step, how you do this. So you go to Amazon, you buy the product, and you go back, and then you come back and you send us your feedback. And then you will receive your refund. And after they check this all off and say yes, they understand that we can only refund 1 order per customer. Then they come here and we explain, okay, this is the search term. You just copy paste the search term. You go to Amazon, and then we start a timer, which we can set to 10 minutes or whatever amount of time. And then we come back to them and say, hey, did you manage to buy the product? And this is where we get, and this is our product follow-up flow. So as soon as somebody bought and enters their order ID, that's like our first confirmed indication that somebody has made a purchase. And we upload this information to a separate tab in our Google spreadsheet, so we can actually track our sales per day, which can be important if we are running a ranking campaign and we want to like monitor how many sales per day and what is our ranking effect. So this can be very effective to really like run the numbers and see, okay, I made 5 sales per day today, and what is my ranking tomorrow or in 1 week from now. So this is why we monitor our daily sales in our product follow-up flow. And then later, and then the feedback flow is something that people enter when they come back, when they have tested, received and tested the product. Then they go through the structure where we ask them all these questions, where we kind of let them write a review for us, but not on Amazon. They write the review in this questionnaire. And at the end of the day, we ask them what is the star rating. If you had like to say like overall, what is your impression? And we give them these options from 1 to 5 star, and depending on that, we conclude and upload the information into our spreadsheet. And if we want, we can set another timer and send them a reminder 2 weeks later or so to ask them to share their experience on Amazon. Or we can ask them if they would like to be informed if we have another product available for testing, because Facebook doesn't like us to retarget subscribers. There's this 24-hour rule, which does not allow us to like talk to people again after 24 hours if we don't have a good reason. And this would be where we could include these OTN tags, where we can ask people to kind of subscribe to a follow-up message if we had another product for testing, so we can kind of retarget our audience again. Yeah, these are the flows. And so another frequently asked question is, what is the cost per conversion? And that is there's quite a spectrum of because the system has a few moving parts. And if we want to know like what do I have to pay per giveaway, like on top of my giveaway cost, on top of my product cost, what would I have to pay on Facebook ads? And the short answer is somewhere between $1.50 and $15. And it depends on a lot of things. So it depends on how attractive is the product. So if it's a $2 product, people will not be so excited about the refund. If it's a $30 product, it's, the higher the price, obviously, the higher is the attractiveness of this giveaway. So that's one aspect. And then we have how our Facebook ads optimized. What is the cost per click on our Facebook ads? The conversion rate, how good is our targeting? So all this, there's a bit of an art form and adjustment going on here. So when I start these Facebook campaigns, I always test audiences, I test creatives. Like on every Facebook campaign, we have to do like a little bit of testing and adjusting. But there are niches which are extremely expensive. I have experienced like supplements are definitely not the cheapest one to go after. But on average, I would say it's somewhere in the range of $5. Is that what we have to pay for per conversion? Yeah, so, and that's actually all I have to cover here, content-wise. Troy, anything you would like to add to this?
No, it's great. I think it's great too that you've highlighted the flows for everybody to be able to see. For any existing Seller.Tools users, you may see few things that you may want to bolt on or kind of customize, and that's the beauty, of course, of ManyChat with the flow builder and the ability to customize everything to your needs, whether you're adding in a counter, you're adding in a blacklist, you're automatically verifying orders. And obviously Dano too, as we've touched on with reviews, one of the things I really like to do, especially with delivering gift cards, is that because it's a link that we're sharing, we can send that link and it opens up the door of getting that, their SMS, getting their phone number effectively, or getting their email if you're trying to engage them outside that 24-hour window, whether it's a new product that you're rolling out. It's those are really powerful to kind of build from this, but I love you almost think of it like a funnel to me, Dano, where it's like Facebook is rewarding groups. You're creating a very it's a very soft sell to join a Facebook group where you're getting free products, right? It's like who doesn't want that, especially if you're delivering relevant ad to a relevant audience. So that's the beauty of it. You get that top of funnel, then as you get them further along, you can customize the offer, the product, the follow up, how you're engaging with them. So I really love this process. And then too, breaking down the math, I think this is great for sellers to kind of budget a little bit, but also weigh this against things like PPC. You know, we may be striving for a really great ACOS, but then all of a sudden we're spending, you know, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month. And we're maybe only getting just the ROI. We're not getting the ranking benefit. We're not capturing more reviews. We're not building our list. So you have to really weigh when you're looking just at the data and the numbers, what you're getting for that. You know, if you're paying $1.50, you're paying $2 per conversion.
Yeah, very good point. I didn't touch on the whole list building part, which good that you mentioned it. Yeah, because yes, we actually do build a list, and we can get way more creative than what I showed here in these flows. I mean, we do have the PayPal address, right? So from every customer, from every subscriber, we already have the PayPal address. We could ask them to, you know, I mentioned before, we can ask them if they want to be targeted again, and if you want to like see our next offer. There are many creative ways. ManyChat interacts with so many platforms and channels right now. We can even send them SMSs. We can collect their phone numbers, and everything is just one click away. So if we give them a good reason to leave their phone number, the phone number is in the system. We can just it's just one click away. So ManyChat is quite amazing in collecting all this information, and we can be really creative in how we're going to use it, how we're going to kind of use this community for our next product launch, and so forth. So yeah, there's a lot of options beyond what I just showed.
Absolutely. Yep. A lot that you can do, but getting started is the important part. We see that a lot in Seller.Tools, is that there's so much that you can do, you don't get started. So that's the biggest thing. And I think there's a simplicity to this model that's really shows its effectiveness at the same time. So yeah, thank you, Dano, for walking us through that. Like I said, I think it's gonna, light bulbs are gonna go off where people are gonna see different ways of approaching how they can get folks into some of their ranking review launch campaigns. So, and I know you've got a full course that details some more of this as well.
Yeah. So what I decided to do at some point. I was doing this as a service. I was like, clients were coming to me and asking to implement this for them, and I realized that it took me a long time to build this up and to explain all the steps to a client, even if I did all the work, just to get them to understand what's going on in which part of the system and how does it work and how it's, how does it connect. It was so much work to communicate all this, so I decided to make a course. So I created a course where, like, clients who come to me, mostly that first step they just take the course because it explains how everything works. There's like 90 minutes of video inside, which guides you through all the steps, including setting up your page, setting up the Facebook ads. So it explains everything you need to know if you want to do it yourself. And then there's a next level where I can also help you implement all this. But if you want to find out more, here are the links. You can just go to amzrankingbot.com. or send an email to me at dano@devdevice.com. And then obviously we also have our Seller.Tools Access 14-day free trial. Over to you, Troy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And Dano too, you are an MCST expert. So you've been acknowledged for your expertise using our tools. So I want to mention that as well for those that look for solution providers that really know how to utilize some of these tools geared towards automation. Dano's an exceptional resource for that. And of course, we've got the 14-day free trial where you can pretty much try everything out. All our suite of tools, ManyChat, keyword research, PPC, all of that is encompassed in our suite of tools. So you can always give it a try alongside too some of the strategies that we've gone over that Dano has outlined, and take advantage of some of those features and automations.
That sounds good. Man, your English is so good, man.
Oh, thank you.
I wish I could speak English like you.
I've been working on it 30 some odd years now, so it better be good.
You're way ahead of me, man.
much better
Yeah.
than my German.
Yeah. Let's try that next time, man. Let's do
Next
the
time,
next
okay.
session in German. That's going to
Give
be
me another
fun.
30 years. Yeah. And then, oh, man. Well, thank you,
Good.
Dano. I really appreciate your time. Like I said, I love the strategy that you've outlined. You've already, again, highlighted your expertise, and that's a big part for us too with the MCS ST expert status. So you've been an exceptional resource. And like I said, really appreciate you walking
Thank
through
you.
everything with us and covering your strategy in detail.
My pleasure and my honor. And as we say in Malaysia, terima kasih. Thank you very much for having me.
Great. Thanks, Dano. Appreciate it. Thanks,
Okay.
everyone. We'll catch
Peace.
you on the next one.